Okay, picture this. You're in a job interview, and you get that classic question. So, what skills do you bring to the table? Your mind probably starts racing through the usual stuff. Oh, I'm a team player. I'm an expert in Excel, a great communicator. You know the drill, the things you say to prove your worth. Now just imagine for a second if you replied with this instead. I can think, I can wait, I can fast. I mean, the interviewer would be completely floored, right? It sounds, well, useless, maybe even a little arrogant. But this was an actual answer given in a story. And believe it or not, it holds this incredible secret about what skills are truly powerful. Welcome to The Explainer. So, that very strange answer comes from a really pivotal scene in Hermann Hesse's famous novel Siddhartha. Our hero, Siddhartha, has just spent years living as a samana, basically an ascetic with absolutely zero possessions, and now he's trying to make his way in the material world. And his first stop? A job interview with a very, very rich merchant. So let's set the scene. You've got Siddhartha, a guy who has survived on nothing, standing in front of Kamaswami, a man who has, well, everything. The merchant just sees a man in simple robes and probably assumes he's just another beggar looking for a handout. He really has no clue who he's talking to. And right off the bat, you can just feel the clash of these two worldviews. To the merchant, having nothing means you're a failure, you're destitute. But Siddhartha explains that he's without possessions by choice. He's not actually lacking anything. And this just completely short-circuits the merchant's way of thinking, which leads him to ask, well, if you have nothing, what can you possibly give me? And this brings us right back to that bizarre answer. I can think, I can wait, I can fast. The merchant is totally baffled, so Siddhartha breaks it down for him. See, for Siddhartha, fasting is a superpower. It means that hunger has zero power over him. He can't be pushed into a bad deal, he can't be rushed into a bad decision, he can just wait calmly for the perfect opportunity. Because for him, there's no emergency. He can literally laugh at hunger. That is its use. Now the merchant, Kamaswami, he's no fool. He's intrigued. He confirms that Siddhartha can read and write, and then Siddhartha hits him with this final little piece of wisdom. And this is what just seals the deal. Kamaswami is so impressed by this completely alien mindset that he invites Siddhartha into his home not as a servant, but as a respected guest. And just like that, Siddhartha enters the world of business. He picks up the rules of trade and making money pretty fast, but he plays the game completely differently than his host. He approaches it all with that same, almost detached mindset he perfected as an ascetic. And this right here is the key to both his success and, as we're about to see, his big problem. For Siddhartha, business is just a game. He learns the rules, he masters them, and he's really good at it, but his heart is just never in it. He's not driven by greed or the fear of losing money. It's all just an intellectual puzzle to him. Here's a perfect example. He goes on a trip to buy a rice harvest, but when he gets there, he finds out it's already been sold. For the merchant, Kamaswami, this is a total failure, a waste of time, a waste of money, but Siddhartha? He just shrugs it off. He ends up staying for days, making friends with the local farmers, learning from them, even giving gifts to their kids. He comes back perfectly happy, telling the furious merchant that he gained new friends and new experiences. But you know, business wasn't the only subject that Siddhartha wanted to master in this new life. He also seeks out another teacher, the famous and beautiful courtesan Kamala, to teach him about the art of love. And from Kamala, he learns something really profound, that love is an art form. The goal isn't just about taking pleasure for yourself, but about giving it, so that neither person walks away feeling used or diminished. It's a lesson in real, genuine connection, which is a huge shift for a guy who, until then, really only understood pure desire. And he realizes pretty quickly that the real worth, the real purpose of his new life isn't in that abstract game of business he's playing with Kamaswami. No, it's right here, in the very real, very human connection he's building with Kamala. But there's a problem brewing. Even though he's mastered the worlds of both business and love, Siddhartha starts to feel this deep, hollowing sense of emptiness. His greatest skill, that wise detachment, is slowly becoming a curse. He starts to feel like he's just a spectator at his own life. He's playing the game perfectly, just like a ball player juggling his balls, but his heart isn't in it. He comes to this painful realization that real life, with all its messy passion, is happening somewhere else, and he's just watching it all from the sidelines. He looks at the childlike people all around him with this strange mix of love and, well, contempt.
He sees them chasing after money and status, suffering over things that he, as a former Samana, would just smile at. And yet, he envies them. He actually envies their passion, their ability to get hurt, their capacity for overwhelming joy. He starts to wish that he could truly participate in life, not just observe it from a distance.
This whole internal conflict finally comes to a head in one last, incredibly profound conversation he has with Kamala, where the truth that he's been missing is finally laid bare. So Siddhartha, he explains his whole worldview to Kamala. He says that most people are like falling leaves, just kind of blown around by random chance. But the enlightened ones, the perfected ones, they're like stars. They follow a fixed course, untouched by the winds of fate, because they're guided by their own inner law. He very clearly sees himself as one of the stars. But Kamala, with her deep wisdom of the heart, she just cuts right through all that philosophy. She tells him, "And yet, my dear, you've remained a samana." She says that for all his worldly learning, he's still just a detached observer. He might understand the theory of love, but he can't actually feel it. He doesn't love anyone, not even her. And in that single moment, Siddhartha has this massive breakthrough. He agrees with her. He says, perhaps people of our kind can't love. The thinkers, the observers, the ones who see themselves as stars, maybe they just can't. But the childlike people, the falling leaves, they can. And that's their secret. Their power isn't detachment. It's their ability to love with their whole heart, to get hurt, to engage passionately. It's the one power he doesn't have. So Siddhartha's so-called useless skills gave him this incredible freedom from the world's pressures. But that very same freedom became a wall, separating him from life itself. And it really leaves us with this fundamental question we all have to face. Which one is more valuable? The wide, untouchable detachment of a star, or the messy, passionate, and deeply human journey of a falling leaf?